So I want to talk to you about two different movies that are planning on going away forever, and it looks like there's a specific agenda behind both of them. The agenda is specifically regarding the AI takeover. So that makes you question, why are they trying to get rid of movies that talk about an AI takeover? And clearly, those movies should just still exist. But then there's the question of who's behind that and why would they want to monitor something like this? Let's begin with this movie called Colossus that came out in the 70s. So, Colossus, the Forbin project, is based upon the 1966 science fiction novel Colossus by Dennis Feltham Jones. And the film is about an advanced American defense system named Colossus becoming sentient. After being handed full control, Colossus' draconian logic expands onto its original nuclear defense directives to assume total control of the world and end all warfare for the good of humankind, despite its creator's orders to stop. So, Colossus is the first action, is a message warning there is another system. Giving its coordinates, CIA Director Grauber is asked why the CIA did not know this, but Grauber responds that they have seen indications of a large Soviet defense project, but did not know what it was. Forbin is asked how Colossus deduced the other system's existence, to which Forbin answers, Colossus may be built better than we thought. Shortly thereafter, the Soviets announced that their Guardian system is now operational. And here again, it's the superpowers going up against each other. And the AI says, you don't know how to handle things. We're going to take over. So why get rid of this? Interesting enough, it's built on the island of Crete, where we know that there were incidences that happened there before. Of course, a labyrinth and a place where you can get trapped. There's all sorts of different types of innuendos and is something that is extremely relevant now. So when the movie came out, it wasn't, I guess, that interesting to the public, but it was an influence on some of the other movies, the sci-fi movies that came out later. It opened up in without any publicity in 1970 and only grossed about 7,000 in the opening week. No one really saw the relevance at that time and thought, oh, this is kind of far-fetched. But now that it's more relevant, I guess it's being forbidden from viewing in the United States, which I think is strange. There actually was a computer by that name. It was a set of computers developed by British code breakers in the year of 1943 to 1945 to help the cryptanalysis of the Lorentz cipher. Colossus used thermionic valves, vacuum tubes, to perform Boolean and counting operations. Colossus is thus regarded as the world's first programmable electronic digital computer, although it was programmed by switches and plugs and not by a stored program. Colossus was designed by the General Post Office research telephone engineer Tommy Flowers, based on plans developed by the mathematician Max Newman of the Government Code and Cipher School at Bletchley Park. Alan Turing's use of probability and cryptanalysis contributed to its design, and sometimes been erroneously stated that Turing designed Colossus to aid the cryptanalysis of the Enigma. Turing's machine that helped decode Enigma was the electromechanical bomb, not Colossus. However, you could see that it's similar to what was happening, and ironically, I saw the word Enigma on a truck today. So there, and for those of you, we'll take a look at what Enigma is. Cryptoanalysis of the Enigma ciphering system enabled the Western allies in World War II to read substantial amounts of Morse-coded radio communications of the Axis powers that had been enciphered using Enigma machines. This yielded military intelligence, which, along with that from other decrypted Axis radio and teleprinter transmissions, was given the codename Ultra. The Enigma machine was a family of portable cipher machines with rotor scramblers. Good operating procedures, properly enforced, would have made the plugboard Enigma machine unbreakable to the Allies at the time. The German plugboard-equipped Enigma became the principal crypto system of the German Reich and later of other Axis powers. And in December of 1932, it was broken by the mathematician Marian Rejewski and the Polish General Staff Cipher Bureau using mathematical permutation group theory combined with French-supplied intelligence material obtained from the German spy Hans Thilo Schmidt. By 1938, Rejewski had invented a device, the cryptologic bomb, and Henryk Zygalski had devised his sheets to make the cipher breaking more efficient. 5 weeks before the outbreak of World War II, in late July of 1939, a conference just south of Warsaw, the Polish Cipher Bureau shared its Enigma breaking techniques and technology with the French and British. During the German invasion of Poland, core Polish Cipher Bureau personnel were evacuated via Romania to France, where they established the PC Bruno Signals intelligence station with the French facility support. Successful cooperation among the Poles, French, and British continued until June 1940, when France surrendered to the Germans. From the beginning, the British government code and cipher school of Bletchley Park built an extensive cryptanalytic capability. Initially, the decryption was mainly of the Luftwaffe and a few here messages, as the Kriegsmarine employed much more secure procedures for using Enigma. Alan Turing, a Cambridge University mathematician and logician, provided much of the original thinking that led to the upgrading of the Polish cryptologic bomb used in decrypting German Enigma ciphers. However, the Kriegsmarine introduced Enigma version with a fourth rotor of its U-boats, resulting in the prolonged period when these messages could not be decrypted. With the capture of the cipher keys and the use of much faster U.S. Navy bombs, regular rapid reading of the U-boat messages resumed. Many commentators say that the flow of the ultra communication intelligence from the decrypting of Enigma, Lawrence, and other ciphers shortened the war substantially, may even have altered its outcome. So, is this the type of thing that they're trying to get people to not look at? And also the Colossus. The Colossus computer actually existed. They want to remove this movie or disallow Americans from watching it. And then there's also this from Marvel, and we know Marvel's soft disclosure. Born in a simple life of Russia, Peter Rasputin is a mutant and the ability to transform his body into steel, which grants him phenomenal strength as Colossus. So they actually bring in the character called Colossus or Rasputin. The younger sister Ilyana was corrupted by the demonic sorceress of Blasco. The older brother Mikhail emerged as an insane malefactor, and his parents were slain as a result of dark schemes regarding their mutant family. Ultimately, the death of Ilyana as a consequence of the infection by the legacy virus, as a virus, affected Colossus the most, leading him to embrace the philosophy of Xavier's nemesis, the mutant extremist Magneto, as one of his acolytes. And following the fall of the acolytes, Colossus joined Excalibur and eventually returned to the X-Men. When a cure for the legacy virus was developed, Colossus sacrificed himself to trigger its dissemination. However, his body was revived by Ord, an alien from the Break world, and then prophesied to be destroyed by Colossus himself. So All these little pieces that go to Colossus, the movie, you see it come back up in Marvel, but also in our history as this Colossus computer and the Enigma that helped to stop the war or ended the war sooner than was anticipated. There was also an ancient history, was a gigantic statue, I believe. This is the Colossus of Rhodes. That is the seven wonders of the ancient world. It was constructed to celebrate the successful defenses of Rhodes city against an attack by Demetrius of Macedon, who had besieged it for a year with a large army and navy. So you're seeing this name being used related to wars and other types of situations, and now it's being attributed to AI that then becomes sentient. And in what way is it sentient and who was in it? And I always wonder sometimes of these and the beings, the energy that inhabited these statues, that if they get into AI is definitely part of our problems. And they mentioned the Oracle of Delphi and much more regarding history. So, what is it that they don't want us to see? They don't want us to see what is about to happen, what is relevant for today. I'm looking at the Colossus of Nero, which is another one that base of Colossus of Nero near the Colosseum. And we know what Nero did also, that celebrating the destruction of his own city in madness. So was a bronze statue of Nero, and we know that he caused a lot of problems. I have a video that goes over the whole situation about Colossus, the movie, and why he believes that they're removing it. And I tend to agree. There is something that they don't want people to wake up to or to see this as an actual situation. I mean, worst case scenario, if it was just, they don't have it, some of these older movies, not enough people watched it, they sort of disappear. But as they say, the relevance of the topic is something noteworthy. From here, we're going to go into the next movie and discuss how AI is being with information regarding the AI is being withheld from the public, or that they are trying to scrub it out of our history. So, and if this is something related to the Sixth Reich, which is very relevant right now, and really making some maneuvers to take world dominance, then that would make a lot of sense.